and I had got the call that my mom, was sick and hospice was coming to take care of her. So, yeah, that was hard trying to be a caretaker when I was never a caretaker. So yeah, I kind of started abusing the pain medication at that time. And really, I didn't realize that I was abusing the pain medication. I just know that I needed a little bit more. Just with me.
Hey, welcome to the Honey and Harry Show. I'm Honey.
And I'm Harry in Mr. Producer's chair tonight.
And today I have a special guest. Actually, I knew Michelle way back when our boys played baseball together. Gosh, maybe 25 years ago. It was a long time ago, but super good person. Love her to death. And it's Michelle Perck, but Mama Michelle. Everybody calls her Mama Michelle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Michelle has started a nonprofit, and we're going to kind of talk about that. But she also has a story that she's going to tell us today. But the nonprofit that she has is called M.O.M.S.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that stand for before we even get started?
Okay, so it's M.O.M.S Booksacks, and M.O.M stands for Mothers of Misplaced Souls.
I love that. I love that.
I love that too.
So I'm going to kind of start today with tell us a little bit about your story, and then we're just going to kind of like talk about how you got into doing this, and maybe, and of course, we're going to explain what M.O.M.S Booksack is for people who don't really know. But anyway, so give us a little bit about you and your story.
Okay, well, I am almost 5 years in sobriety. October the 1st will be my 5-year mark. I actually never thought that I would ever take drugs or do drugs. I grew up where it just wasn't around us. So I was coaching cheer at Belhaven University, and I had got the call that my mom, was sick and hospice was coming to take care of her. So, yeah, that was hard trying to be a caretaker when I was never a caretaker. So yeah, I kind of started abusing the pain medication at that time. And, really, I didn't realize that I was abusing the pain medication. I just know that I needed a little bit more.
Well, you needed help
to give me
maybe.
energy.
Yeah.
Just give me that more energy. And there was times I went to work. So I used to work at Loft, and yes, I was on pain medications when I was working. I was working my butt off though. Loved every moment of it. She got to where it was time for me and my sister to kind of step in and take over. And it was hard. It was hard watching her on her deathbed. Actually, I think God sent me home the night she passed. I think she didn't want me there. My sister was there. So my sister got to watch her take her last breath. And of course, I get the phone call and I head straight over there. And that was something that I really don't wish anybody to have to experience. It was rough. I didn't know what to do. I mean, it was like you were just numb. So that pain medication, it became more and more and more for me.
Well, because it kind of numbed your pain.
It numbed me.
But you didn't realize, and I think a lot of people too, like you think, well, it's just pain medicine.
Right.
It's not like you're taking street drugs.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not, you don't feel like you're just like, I'm just got to get through this little whatever, wherever, because that's tragic.
It is tragic.
What you went through, that's hard.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't turn to alcohol. You didn't, people turn to all different types of things. You turn to that.
Yep, I did.
So, and it got carried away. I mean, it just can happen like that,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I, that whole year, I was like destructive. you know, it kind of
Mhm.
like COVID hit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I started smoking the marijuana
Mm-hmm.
along with taking the pain
Mm-hmm.
medications more than what I was supposed to.
And
I
this
was
is after your
buying,
mom died.
this is after
Yeah.
my mom
Okay.
died. I would buy extra pills. I'm not going to say who from, but I would buy the extra pills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would take them, and the next day I would need more.
Mm.
And, you know, I was prescribed them. So, and I was prescribed like 4 a day, but I was ending up taking anywhere from 8 to 9 a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. And, so that whole year, it was like really destructive for me. I don't know how Ray put up with me that year because I was not,
He loves you.
I know he loves me, but I was not in my right frame of mind. Uh, we had got in an argument the night before the anniversary of my mom's death.
Oh, wow.
And I put a gun to my head and I pulled the trigger. And it didn't
Oh, my
have bullets
gosh.
in it. Yeah, that's where I was wanting to go.
Couldn't take it without her.
Right, couldn't take it without my mom. She was my sister and I, our backbone. I mean, it was just her and me and my sister. So it's like that's all we have. Oh yeah, it's hard
I
talking
can't. I
about
mean,
it.
to be upset that. I mean, thank God, Michelle. Thank God that there was no
Yeah,
bullet.
yeah.
And I'm just going to tell everybody. I knew Michelle way back when, and you can't. I mean, like best mom, scrapbooker. I mean, like kicked my butt in the scrapbook area. Can I tell you? I was not. I was not. I felt not as good as a mom. So like it can happen to anybody. You know, it doesn't. I mean, this is. I mean, cheer coach. I mean, you were cheer. You know, everything she was doing. I have still a picture of her doing like straddle jumps with my daughter, and like just. I mean, didn't drink, none of that. So this is just so not. It just shows you could anybody can go into that dark place.
They can.
You know, and that's why we don't also need to like judge when we see people that are in their dark places too. But anyways, I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
don't mean
yeah.
to cut you off. So
No.
kind of tell us how you maybe got off of the drugs after you did that. When did you decide to go to rehab?
So after that happened, Ray left and my sister came over. And that's the first time that she had been in my mom's house since my mom passed.
Oh wow.
Yes. And so that was kind of hard for her. But of course, I'm taking in more pills and more pills. She's not realizing it. She's kind of doing her thing, going through pictures. And I'm just cleaning, and just doing whatever. And it wasn't till like a couple of weeks later because I kept getting more destructive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I called, which I thought was a rehab facility, but it was a psych ward and I didn't know. And so I'm talking to this lady and she's like, I tell her what happened and what's going on in my life and what I'm doing. And she's like, well, you know, we really need you to come in. You know, we're going to PEC you. I didn't even know what that is. And that's even if it's the right word, the right words. But, so I said, no, I said, we got to call my best friend, Patricia. And, so Patricia got on 3-way phone call and the lady's explaining to Patricia what I've told her. And she's like, oh, pick her up. She should have been picked up a long time ago.
Oh wow.
Pick her up. Pick her up.
Yeah,
I
because
can't tell you the words she used, but she said,
up.
pick her up.
Because she wants to save your life.
Yes, she wanted to save my life.
Yeah.
She wanted to save my life.
She didn't want to lose her best friend.
That's right. So, because there was a gun in the house, a state police officer did come, but the ambulance came. And they put me in the back of the ambulance. And so they took me down to Seaside. I didn't know anything about that place, but I've heard all kind of stories, but I'm gonna tell you what, that place forever saved my life.
Oh, Thank God there's places
forever
like.
saved my life.
So that, and where is Seaside? You might want to let
It
it
is like downtown Baton Rouge.
be. Okay.
Not far from the cemeteries, that are on both
Yes,
sides.
yes.
Yeah, not far from there, somewhere around that area. But so of course I met with the psychiatrist, and we're talking and we're going on everything, and he says, he said, you are bipolar schizophrenia. He says you have PTSD, and I'm like, what in the world is bipolar? I don't even know what that is, because I'm so anal. Things have to be just perfect. Like my food can't even touch on the plate. And so when we finished and I went to the nurse's station, and I'll never forget her, she said, I'm going to print you out some papers. And she did. And I read, and I was like, I should have been diagnosed with that years ago.
Oh, wow.
Years ago, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it had made a difference if I had known. But I don't know. You
and
never know.
maybe that triggered all this when your mother died. Maybe that started to trigger everything,
Right.
But you've been clean since then, right?
Yes.
So how long have you? 5 years, you said?
Yeah, October 1st will be 5 years.
I am so
Yay.
good for you. Huh?
Super.
That is
Praise
super.
God.
I know, right?
So what I want to say is, she's taken this bad situation that she was in and doing something that is amazing to do. We all see the people on the side of the road.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Standing there. They come to the hospital. We all see them, and we all get aggravated with it, right? Which we shouldn't. It's sad. It's super sad. So why don't you tell us how you started this nonprofit?
Okay.
Kind of let us know how, and just give us a little background about it and how it all came to be.
Okay. Well, so I had a friend named Frankie, which I'm mad I forgot her picture.
Oh.
But I had a friend named Frankie. She was my rock. Even when I was using, we worked together, and she would just be on me all the time. We became so close. And so I went to rehab, and when I came back, just in general, her and I are talking. Of course, she stayed in touch with me while I was in rehab, and we talked about some things. And so we wanted to open up a boutique with like prom dresses, and because we loved fashion. Her and I were big fashion. So, and we wanted to have clothes that were appropriate for battered women to be able to come in and get and wear to interviews or wear to go to court. You know what I'm saying? And then we had thought of M.O.M.S Booksacks as well. I said, nobody helps nobody on the streets. I was one of those who would walk and go, oh my gosh, jerkhead. I remember in high school.
Scared. You're scared, right?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of why we do that? We're scared.
Yeah, we're scared.
It looks scary.
Yeah. I remember some girls smoking pot at the bus station when I was in high school. Oh, you a pothead. And I feel so bad that I even judged that.
Exactly.
I should have never judged that.
Yeah, because you don't know what got them there.
Right.
So sad.
Right. So.
And they're human beings.
That's right. They are.
They're human beings.
So my boss at Gap, they give back all the time.
Really?
And so I was fairly new there. It was my first month there. And I said, well, let's do M.O.M.S Booksacks. And they're like, okay, explain that. So I kind of explained it to them. Well, I didn't do anything with it because I just couldn't do it. Because if Frankie was gone, I just couldn't do it. So the following year, at the end of this February, my bosses, Alicia and Nicole, brought me in the office and said, okay, look, it's time. M.O.M.S Booksacks. We're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. This is what you're going to do. And they had it organized. Here, let's go. And I'm like, okay. So I had...
You're like, all right.
I'm like, okay. So I had the day off of work the next day. The next day I walk in and I walk around the corner to go to our area, and I saw there were some supplies there. There was some snacks there. There was 5 book sacks hanging there. And I just started crying because I'm like, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And it did. It just continued to grow and grow. I would have to unload stuff, bring it to my house, make my formal dining room a stationary.
So, Dad, why don't we pull up some of those pictures of her house? So, she's not lying to y'all. She does all this out of her home.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
Yes. Yep.
So, this is like, what are y'all doing here? Like,
this is we're getting ready to pack book sacks.
So, you just volunteers come into your home.
Into my home. And, well, most of these are all board members. I do have Dream and Robert. They're not on my board, but they did offer to come and help that day.
So nice.
Yeah, so I have, my niece Nikki, my sister-in-law Tammy. We have Ashley as well. And then the little girl on the picture that I'm in with, her name is Braylee. She went out one day with me shopping as far as going to the St. Vincent de Paul area and going to the homeless shelter. So she spent a day out with me while I was trying to organize stuff. But yeah, so in my formal living room, you see it's a grocery store, a book sack store, and an office.
I love it. No, I do love it. And I got to say this too, especially like right now, and I'm just going to bring Jesus into this because we should always bring Jesus into it. I think about like lots of times now that I'm older and, I wasn't always, doing the right things all the time, but like you think about like if you really read the Bible, if Jesus was here, he'd be walking right next to those people.
Yes.
So you're doing what Jesus would do.
Yes.
And he wouldn't care if you were dirty. He wouldn't care if you stunk or, he wants you to come home to him too.
Oh, yes. 100%.
And he doesn't. And so, we need to like, sometimes people are just so hooked that there's nothing they can't. But like, tell them what's in the book sacks. That's what I want you to tell people. What do y'all put in those book sacks? Okay. So, they need stuff too.
Oh, they do. We put anywhere from snacks. Of course, it has to be individually wrapped. So we put snacks, water, Gatorade, Bibles, resources, as much resources as we can receive so that can help them like get Medicaid, maybe a rehab facility, maybe a mental institution, maybe just someone to talk to. Just, and we put Narcan in there. And unfortunately, we didn't have a whole lot of Narcan this go around, but I do have a connection. And so I am going to be making that connection tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get a lot more Narcan this go around.
Okay. Well, Dad, and I want you to ask your Narcan question right now, just while we're talking about it.
Yeah. I was talking with some people earlier this week, and one of them mentioned something about, there are some people who are asserting that by giving out Narcan, we may be enabling drug addicts and not really helping them. How would you respond to those people who would suggest that, Michelle?
Okay, so I would respond with that saving their life.
Mm-hmm.
They know that they have a chance of dying, but they also know that Narcan is right there. And that Narcan is going to help them. It's going to save their life, and that's just period. You want it to save their life.
That's right.
Because they may come back and then...
Not do it again.
They may go, they'll get hit with the Narcan. They'll go to the hospital. They'll go, okay, I've had enough. I've died. Let me seek help. And they will go seek help. And then they themselves will be in recovery. No, not everybody, but a good percentage of them.
Right.
No.
Yeah. So
they
Narcan is wonderful to have.
Yep.
I think everybody should have it in their car.
Can't kick the habit if you're not alive.
That's
no,
right.
you can't. And that's the goal of keeping them alive.
Right.
Because you hope one day that they wake up and say, and you don't know, they may be sitting on that street really lonely one night and reading that Bible.
That's right.
It might. So everything, all the things that you said y'all were going to start doing blankets too.
Yes. So the fall is coming up.
So we have some more pictures. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So in the single picture, that's Ashley. And then the picture that is with the group. So it's going to be Donja, my sister-in-law Tammy, Jesse, me, Nikki, and then Ashley. So yes, that's my team. And then our husbands were there this day. We were repacking. So that's my husband Ray, and then Mr. Chris is in the background, who did a wonderful job this weekend, I have to say.
That's awesome.
He did amazing.
And that's kind of what I want to say too. Y'all had an event this weekend, and I say event under the interstate.
Yes.
So it's nothing fancy. So kind of let us know about what y'all did, did at this event, and just kind of tell us a little bit about it.
So we prepared for the event, and we had set a date and said we're going to do it Sunday, the 4th. Well, I had a young man named Zachariah Guy that I used to be a tech. I used to work at a rehab facility, and I used to be one of his techs. And he reached out to me because he works for Mayo Behavioral Resources. And let me tell you, that young man helped us tremendously. I was so excited he reached out. He came, they bought the little drawstring bags, and it had a gap.
You see, he just said, so proud of you, Mama Michelle.
Oh, thank you, Zachariah. I love you.
And look, I do want to say this, Chris. Did you see Chris right here?
Yes.
He said he's had many patients who have overdosed in the past and are doing great today. So that's the goal.
That's Dr. Chris. That is my man. He is my go-to person.
Good.
Yes.
So that's the goal. Here's a doctor. There you go.
If I have questions or concerns, Dr. Chris answers them right there.
Thank you, Dr. Chris.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Chris. And that's great that there's a doctor saying yes. They could overdose, but then they don't. Now they're alive, doing well, and that's the goal.
Right.
You want these people to do well. That you don't ever throw anybody away.
No. Let me tell you, no.
They're all worthy,
No.
all of them. Okay, so tell us about.
So these pictures right here. I'm gonna show you where I have my arm around a girl with the black shirt on.
Yes, I see that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, that is my cousin that I haven't seen in 20 years.
No way.
Yes. When I was helping a lady, and I turned around, and Winnie was standing right there, and we both put our hands on our faces like, we couldn't believe it. And we cried, and it was silent.
Really?
Yes, it affected everybody. We just bawled and cried. So I gave her a backpack. I gave her a backpack for her boyfriend or husband. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. We gave one. There was a gentleman, and it's this gentleman right here, where you see me. I think that's Chris.
Yeah.
And Zachariah in the pink shirt. With that gentleman, he asked if we were with the church, and we said, well, no, we're not with the church, but God has brought us here to you. And after talking to him for a little while, he ended up wanting everybody to congregate, and he prayed the biggest prayer over us.
So he was living on the street praying for y'all.
Praying for us.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
Amazing. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't just stand off to hand that book sack. Oh, no. I'm hugging.
Yeah, but
I'm
Michelle,
putting my head on their shoulder. Yes.
I'm so, humbled by you.
Yes, I was not afraid of nothing.
Yes. I mean, I'm just humbled by you.
Yeah.
No, because that's what Jesus would do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he would do.
Yes, it is.
And I think we need, as a community, to really help these people instead of just complaining about them. I mean, it could be anybody. It affects anybody. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor or what color you are. If you get an addiction, it can just go down a crazy road.
It can.
It can. So let me see. So we need to get donations, right?
Yes, we do.
So, Dad, pull up some of the drop-off places they have. I know you have some drop-off places, but also,
Yes.
so read those and then.
Okay, so at the top we have Gap Factory. That's where I work. So most of the people will come and drop off at Gap. If I'm there, we'll take a picture. And then you have the gala. And then I gotta read what this is.
You can't see it.
I know, right?
You know, I'm terrible.
Young Street and Gonzalez, yeah. And then as the chair turns, that's Becky with my hairdresser.
I love that. Okay.
Yes. So those are drop-off locations. We do have another drop-off location. I don't know if I can mention their name yet. My husband has to get it approved, but they just dropped off 72 cases of water yesterday.
Wow.
72 cases of water.
So you were telling me y'all need Gatorade right now.
Yes, we do need Gatorade.
Okay, so they need Gatorade right now. But the other thing, so you tell them there's a website.
There's an Amazon website that you can go on.
Yes, I have this. There's an Amazon, but I want to tell them about the Mom's website. What's the name of it correctly? Is it just M.O.M.S Booksacks? It's on Facebook. Maybe show that.
Yes, it's the M.O.M.S Booksacks LLC.
Yeah,
we are a nonprofit.
Yeah, here, and this is it. Yeah, they're a nonprofit.
Right.
Hold it like that, and then we have all this in here. But if you go to this on Facebook, she does. And I already looked. There's an Amazon. You actually have like a little Amazon link that you click on, and you can order. Like everybody has an Amazon account. I'm going to order. I'm going to do that because it's just easy. Yes. I don't have to go drop anything off. It's just easy. Yes. But you can go on there and Dad put it up there. Thank you, Dad. He put the
there you go.
There it is. It's up there. So we can you just go on there and you can press the link and then you can, just send stuff. Yes. I mean, what a great thing to do. Absolutely. So what about some resources?
Oh yes. So we get them from.
Do you have any resources that y'all that you know of that people that help people like that are
yes. So if someone asks, we're able to tell them and help them. But like I said, we did have Zachariah out there with the Mayo, and then we had my brain is not.
No, it's so much. It's a lot.
It is. Akron. So the Akron House Recovery and True Freedom Center was out there. They were out there for a little while, so their resources. Mayo is definitely like an IOP program, OP program. It is a great program that you would want to enter in. He gave out some great resources, like I said, and in the Ziploc little bag, it had a beanie, it had a scarf, and it had gloves. So neat. This is also what we need while I'm bringing it up.
Please.
And someone on the streets brought it up to us. Blankets.
Blankets,
roll-up blankets.
And you can get those at Walmart.
Yes.
I mean.
Dollar store, I think.
Oh, even dollar store? Okay, yeah. You can get those. And those are. Or do you take people's that are used? Do you take anything that's used or everything?
Oh shoot, yeah, we'll wash it.
Yeah, that's in good condition. So like if you instead of like going and bringing it, dropping it off at Goodwill, bring it there. They need blankets and things like that. I mean, I'm sure as you keep doing this, you're going to find more and more and more. And you just got to keep posting and keep telling. What about volunteers? Are y'all looking for more volunteers?
Yes, we're looking for more volunteers. I'm actually looking to add on a few more board members that participate in the weekly meeting. Give them roles that they're responsible for. Y'all need some. Yeah, because it's growing.
Well, it's growing so fast, and I remember you asked me to just to join your group on Facebook, and I did, and it you have so many people already. It's just such an amazing. You are doing.
It is.
This is such an amazing, and everybody that's helping you. It's just. And So Chris is saying he will pick up donations also.
Yeah, that's
It's,
Ashley's husband, Chris. Yep.
okay, and he said Motion
Oh,
Industries.
Carly did say Motion Industry. Thank you so much for donating the water.
And that's another thing.
Yeah.
Some of these companies that please donate.
Yeah. My sister-in-law, Tammy, she was the biggest thing about wanting to do coats. She just got a bunch of coats.
See, coats. I have coats I can bring you because I have coats in my closets that need to go.
We're getting ready. We're going to be, we haven't announced it yet because me and Zachariah and them were still in the middle. But we're going to do a fall. So we want them to have those coats. And my sister-in-law is like working on that really hard.
I love that.
Yes. And then, of course, like I said, the blankets and the coats.
Yeah.
So, and I forgot to mention that. I want to make sure, because it's going to be getting cold.
So do y'all put everything in there that they need, like feminine products, all the things?
Yes, all that. We need men hygiene products, female hygiene products.
Yeah,
yes.
I just want to let people...
Wipes, wipes.
Okay.
Alcohol-free wipes.
Just anything.
Just anything.
Yeah.
That they can wipe their face, their hands,
just
their
make them
body.
Feel like a person.
Yes.
For a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
So do y'all have any more events coming up anytime soon that y'all are going to do like you did this past Sunday?
Past Sunday. Well, we haven't set a date for the next pass out. Because we need to be collecting right now.
So y'all are
collecting is our number one priority.
And Booksacks, are y'all low on Booksacks?
Actually, we got enough Booksacks. We can go do another pass out.
Really?
We're just low on the products. Okay. So both Booksacks and products. Tomorrow, with my team, our meeting, that's the first thing I'm saying. Nothing but donations. That's what we're worried about right now is donations.
So maybe, and I'm just suggesting this, maybe tomorrow or in the next couple of days, could you maybe put up on your Facebook, your mom's Facebook, what y'all, or do you already have that up there?
We already have that up there.
Okay, see, there you go.
And we just have to keep sharing it to the top.
No, just keep on sharing it, and I'll share, and I'll donate, and I can pass it to my friends. And again, it's our community. We got to take care of everybody. It takes a village. If we want our village to be good, we got to take care of all of our people. Yeah,
where I went to rehab at Beach House Recovery in Florida, I have members that were there that have donated. I have friends that I was in rehab with. They have donated. Miss Tara has donated. Tracy, who used to call me, it still calls me Mama Michelle. She has donated. I have former cheerleader in Arkansas. Her mom has donated.
All her cheer girls.
Yes, all my cheer girls. That's right.
I love that. So I see, so King Edward Cannon. Who is that? So I want to say.
I love McKing. What's he said?
So, oops, Dad, I can't see. He said, we have many clients that have been on Narcan several times and recover. I'm sorry, I don't have glasses to see far.
Recover and live a normal, healthy life and also help others.
See?
That's right.
That's why you do it, because,
right.
They can be a productive citizen, help other people.
Yes.
And who better to help somebody when you actually kind of been there yourself,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, so is there anything else you want to add? Because I have some. Well, what about the raffle thing or?
Well, so.
No, not that yet. Okay.
Not that yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this month, so Dad, I'm going to get
you
Dad.
wore purple and I didn't.
I know, so I cheated though.
You cheated.
I cheated. I went on her site. I saw it. I was like, oh gosh. I was digging in my closet, and this shirt really, I shouldn't be wearing it. Doesn't really fit me that good. But anyway, so it's Overdose Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
Again, I didn't even know we had that, but that is, yes. I thought I'm going to start sporting my purple. And wait, I want to talk about the bracelets. Look what Michelle brought me.
Yes.
We got these little bracelets, and I'm going to be wearing these. And I love it. But yeah, the purple is for Overdose Awareness Month. And I think I read something, what was it, August 31st?
It's fentanyl awareness.
That's what it is for fentanyl.
Yeah. For parents who have lost their children on fentanyl.
So, and I'm telling you, I've known people, and I can't say who they are, and I wouldn't, and come from great situation, and they've lost their children from drugs.
Yes.
And it's just one of those things that it affects so many people.
Yeah, it does.
And every time I drive past one of those people on the side of the interstate, I say Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I know to do, but you took it a step further.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're giving them things. So I love that. And now I feel like, now I can donate and do more. Maybe volunteer on your next go around. I'll come with you. I'd love to come with you.
Yes.
I definitely
to experience that.
Oh, I would.
It is like an experience you have never experienced in your life. Mm-hmm. Just to see. I mean, some of them would cry because they couldn't believe that actually somebody is out there giving them stuff and showing them love and showing that they're cared for. We even had a gentleman who looked at one of our big muscle guys and said, "Man, I'm kind of scared of you. I don't know if I'm going to say anything." And, he was like, "Oh, no, don't even worry about that." And he said, "But that's the kind that probably would beat me up." And he's like, no, I'm here to show you some love, man. It was so cute.
I love it. I love that.
Yes. That's all they want.
They just want
some type of love.
But isn't that what we all want?
Yes.
We just all want to be loved.
Yes.
And we all want to be accepted.
Yes.
And we all want somebody to care for us. And when we don't have those things, we turn to other things sometimes. Or if we're in a dark place, that's why those things happen. And sometimes you hugging them or me hugging somebody, anybody, and you giving them that book sack, that might just say, maybe I'm a worthwhile person.
Yeah.
It might give them a little hope.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
So, Dad, I'm going to get you to ask some questions. Do you have any questions besides your one that you had?
All my questions were answered, which is how do we help? And that was really what I wanted to know.
That was your main thing.
That was the main thing. How do we become another arm in your army to try to make something good happen?
You become an arm in my army by donating.
Donating resources.
Resources, candy, snacks,
anything,
Gatorades, water, anything.
All right.
That's great. And so Candace Jones just said, "Mama Michelle and her team making such an impact on the community. I went to school with her son."
Yes,
so sweet.
She did. I love Candace.
And there's your husband.
There he is.
Yes, there he is. Great job, honey. Continue to do God's will. Put him first, and we'll be right there with you. That's
Absolutely.
right. Right. You're building your kingdom in heaven.
I am.
That's what I always say. I gotta work harder to build my kingdom. But Dad, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. So, anyways, I have a guest next week who wrote a book. And she lost her mom, and her name's Mackenzie, and it was really hard. And, I just really feel like God, I reached out to you and y'all two were together. It's really weird how this is happening. But anyways, she's coming on next week, and this is her book, and it's called When the Air Left. And I think Michelle just basically described what happens when you lose somebody and the air leaves.
Yes.
And you can't go on. And I read the book and I got to page 60 and I had to put it down because it resonated some with me, because I think about my daughter sometimes, or like, gosh, my mom or anybody. It's like, I just take for granted that I told my dad, I said, I'm going to go crazy if something happens to them. It's going to be a psycho scene.
Right.
I said, Michelle's going to have to come help me because I'm going to be going nuts losing my parents. But anyways, I read it. I want to give this to you. And I want you to read this because I really, it helped. It's so healing. So here you go. It's a very healing book.
Thank you so much.
And Mackenzie Foreman. She's she's a new writer. She's brand new, and I think
Amazing.
I would love for y'all to even meet one day.
That would be wonderful.
I know. So it just, enjoy the book. I hope
sure
it helps you
will.
heal some. And thank you
sure
for coming
will.
on. And thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
You're so busy. Like she's working and she's, doing the Mom's Booksack and she's handing them out. And so for her to even come tonight, I know it was a sacrifice.
No,
But
was
I
not at
truly
all.
believe that this is such a wonderful show to do and
Yes.
talk about stuff that people don't talk about.
Yes.
And
That's
we
right.
love all those little people on the street,
That's right.
and we just
do.
and we pray for them,
Yes.
and that they can recover and just live a life.
Yeah. Yeah. Let them know they're loved and they're not alone.
That's right.
That's right.
Thank you, Mama Michelle.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed.
And love to everybody out there.
Love to everybody.
Yay! All
Okay,
right.
I wanted to remind you that we have Mackenzie on next week.
Yes.
And everybody stay safe and avoid the heat between now and then. And,
Yeah.
and don't forget Michelle's request for resources. So
Please.
Yeah. So goodbye, everybody. Have a good week. We'll see you next
Bye.
Wednesday.